Here's me giving up on waiting to be full of energy and in a good mood to film the video, as that's not going to happen anytime soon. So let's check in with goals. Q2 is finished and I'm exhausted. I'm just tired of riding the energy and mood roller coaster. So we're going to have changes for Q3. But let's first look at reading goals and then all the other life goals that I had and how I was doing in Q2. Reading wise, I'm doing fine, sort of. I am doing good on reading and moving forward and on overall diversity and spread of reading of how I like my reading to be. So let's start with some stats. I decided to look at some percentages for the things that I'm tracking instead of single number books. So let's see how that works out. It's an attempt to try to change things to maybe make them more fun again. So what have I read so far? I have read 52 books by the end of Q2. I have listened to 12,837 minutes and read 7,030 pages. So I've spread the books out quite evenly again on 24 books in audio, 21 ebooks, and 7 physical books. As you can see, I've read a lot more ebooks than usual, but that's happened mostly because I like to read ebooks in bed when I can't sleep. It's easier to fall asleep on my Kindle than put the paper book aside and turn off the light. And yeah, it's more convenient. That's how that happened. Looking at the average length of a book, I'm currently at 240 pages per book on average and 517 minutes. It looks like things are getting longer, but I'm probably mistaken that because I've read a lot of short things recently. So let's keep a track on that number to see how that ends up at the end of the year. I also have quite a few long audiobooks going, so maybe the audiobook number will rise. Interesting, I like it. So let's look at the little things I'm tracking. I am not really tracking authors, as you know, but I'm tracking unique authors that I'm reading and roughly spread them into female and male. And there, I must say, usually I'm an even 50-50 split, but this year I've read twice as many female authors than I've had male authors, and I'm not sorry about that. Also, about 20% of the books I've read were in some form connected to a topic or character or theme of LGBTQIA plus content. 20% were nonfiction, 10% were classics or modern classics, about 10% were translations and rereads, 20% were sequels, which is good as I'm continuing series, and 10% were rereads. It should be more with all my Pratchett rereads, but more to that later. 10% were new series and less than 10% were German books. There we have it. I'm doing good on my reading, but I'm not doing well on my reading goals. I didn't make many specific reading goals this year, but I wanted to read a German book every month, and that should be more than 10%. With 52 books in total, I should have read more than 10% because we're at the end of Q2. That should be 6 books, but I think I read 3. Yeah, not doing well there. Also, with the Terry Pratchett reread, I am rereading the books, but slower than planned. So also not 1 book per month. So the rereads should be higher, or I need to pick up speed, or I will not finish that goal or the reread of the Discworld novel by the end of the year. So I'm not sure how that is going. I've also meant to reread authors or read more books by authors that I enjoyed, and I've managed to read 0 of the authors that I had planned for that. Yes, I'm doing good on the specific goals that I set myself. My overall reading is great. The specific goal reading is awful. So what I've decided for Q3 is to scratch all goals. I'm currently having a no goals July on overall, and I might extend that for the whole Q3 because I'm enjoying myself. I have found out that I'm not good at working towards my goals currently because everything else is awful. So why force yourself to do something that you sort of want, but not at the moment? So I've decided that for Q3, I am leaving alone the read more authors goal, read German books goal, not properly the Pratchett goal. It's still there, but I'm not forcing myself to think of I need to pick up a book every month. So maybe that will make me pick them up more often, because that's usually what happens, right? You set a goal, then you give up on it, and then all of a sudden it works out. So let's move on to life goals. If you remember, I had goals for being more fit again, feeling better, and doing better on meal prep, and all the fun stuff that you want to do with life, that you work better on. None of that happened. Sort of. A little bit. I'm moving slowly and trying to create systems for things to work, but I didn't really look into the meal prep anymore. I think I've learned quite a lot from the research and the looking into meal prep, what it is, how it works, and how people use that helped me add some ideas to how I'm dealing with food and preparing food over the week. But there's no way that I have a proper system, that I have the snack food that I wanted to have down in a proper meal food, that I have more healthy snacks around or easy to prepare foods. I'm still having the troubles of having the food I want to eat at that time at home and just having food at home because I don't want to throw food away. So I forget to buy food. That's my usual problem. And I don't have food to prepare as much. Anyways, the meal prep is sort of working out, but I think I've reached a plateau where I'm going to scrap that as well, in not looking further into trying to create a system, but maybe working on what I have right now and building upon it. And I must say, I've noticed that even though everything is more expensive and going out is more expensive, I am not spending money on anything else. So I've decided for the summer, or for the next few weeks at least, I'm giving up on trying to make everything at home going out less, because that's not working well for me. And currently I can't afford it. So why not? A similar thing is going on with the exercise part, that I wanted to get back into my normal morning routine and see how that is working out. I'm still exercising sort of every day, but I've been struggling a lot lately because of all the other things that are going on. And so I haven't been able to run the 10K that I've planned for the Q2. Still not able to do that. I'm still running slower than I wanted. And overall, I'm just progressing slower than I expected. So I'm going to scratch all goals there as well, and sticking with just exercising when I feel like it, what I feel like it, making myself do the little things. I always do that because I know I feel better after I exercised in the morning than when I have not. But it's okay to do some low-key stuff, or maybe, yeah, the same things every day. So it doesn't have to be such a variety, but if I manage to get my 3 runs in a week and the rest of the week is some kind of Tabata video, who cares? Honestly, who cares? As long as I move, I'm happy, and that's the goal. So going forward with that. What else did I write down? Clean and tidy, own your wins, go and do stuff. Yeah, not much happening there. Every now and again I get a cleaning mood, and then I take advantage of that and do all the cleaning that I can get into that mood. And then some of those corners I never feel like get cleaned, and then nothing happens for weeks again. I'm okay with how clean my apartment is right now and the rhythm I have at cleaning. It's not where I want it to be, but it's where I'm feeling comfortable. So that's okay. Going out and doing stuff, not really. So let's move on a tangent for work, because that's where all of this comes together and is rooted why things are not working or working badly. It's been a tough month, June, because it marked the year point where I've had work for 2.5 people now. I have had support on and off in between. I wouldn't have been able to manage everything that I got done or that I'm responsible for without the little support that I got from colleagues when they were there. But no colleague came and really took over the responsible part and was responsible for one of those person's jobs that I'm doing. And that changed recently. So we hired finally competent, good people that I really enjoy working with and that I'm training currently. So I'm seeing the end of this. But I've also noticed in June that I'm just tired. I'm tired of having all this responsibility, always saying I can't do it, I can't manage the workload, and everybody coming at me, like not my boss, not my team, but from the outside as I'm working with students that have demands, that I constantly have to say, it's not possible. You need to complain. And because they don't want to complain about me because they feel bad, they don't complain. Or the complaints hit a wall and the people who are responsible for hiring didn't care for a year. And I'm just tired and disappointed. And I've reached a point last month where I thought, I'm done. I'm tired of putting in all the effort and energy. So moving forward, I'm training those people. That's working well. I'm giving off more and more tasks to them. So what I've decided is to finally start working overtime, because overtime is not paid. It's paid in free time. But I haven't even taken one day off holiday from this year because I still have so much holiday left from last year. And I always have to take time off before they take the hours away. Every 3 months, you have to be under 100 hours of overtime. Everything that's over there just gets scratched. So, and I'm not working for free. I'm good enough to myself to do that. But all of that needs to stop. And I'm noticing that my health and energy and everything is suffering. And so that is something where I'm hoping to see change, which is also why I've decided to have no goals for July and also probably for the whole Q3. The only exception that we haven't talked about yet is the Korean learning. I set out into Q2 and I wanted to give the 90-day Korean program a chance, and I signed up for it. The program is working that you get exercises and classes and material for 1 week. It always says how long you approximately need to do all the exercises. It's between 3 and 6 hours so far, which is not a lot. If you could find half an hour every day, you could do it over the week. Or if you say, I'm only studying on the weekend because that's where I have more time, you could also easily do it. The problem is, nothing is easy for me right now. That isn't reading or watching TV, let's be honest. I go to work, do my job well, but I'm done afterwards. And I can't think so much, and I don't want to look at a computer that much anymore. That's also something I've noticed, which is troubling with making videos, that because I spend so much time on a computer at work, I really don't feel like doing that at home as well. So while I like the 90-day Korean program, I really like the material, there are parts of it that I don't like. I don't like associations that I just skip. And every lesson ends with a challenge, which basically wants you to practice and use what you have learned. But it's also community driven. So the part that I don't like and that stops me using it, that I need to overcome, are those challenges, because I don't feel like doing them most of the time. I can do them in my head, but I don't feel like writing things down. And I definitely don't feel like getting involved in a community. That's just too much hustle and exhausting for me right now. So I need to be okay with skipping that and just not getting the advantage of that part of the course, because yes, it's highly useful to have that, but if it's stopping me from learning, I shouldn't do that. So I'm behind on the weeks that I have done so far, but I'm okay because I know why. And what's the thing I want to achieve in Q3, that's the only goal really I'm kind of having, is that I find a system how to include the material and this course into my daily life. Because I've decided I can't keep switching courses. I'm not progressing that way. I want to finish all of that course or all of the 90-day Korean program that they have, to see how far I can get and then move on to something that's building up on that. Thinking probably of Talk to Me in Korean then, but not sure yet, because that's probably a year away from now. So that's the goal I'm having. I've also seen or been introduced through the 90-day Korean program to Anki cards. I didn't know Anki cards exist. I'm old. I didn't study for a long time. We didn't have flashcard apps. But I've been thinking the whole time that I need a flashcard app that is really easy to use. And then it was part of the 90-day extra curriculum program where they introduced the Anki cards. And that was exactly what I was looking for last year when I turned to Duolingo. And I'm really disappointed that I didn't know about Anki cards and I didn't come across them earlier, because I think that would have helped me more than waste a whole year on Duolingo. But that happens, so whatever. Anyways, goals, Korean. That's it. That's just the goal. When it comes to finishing things, I think I'm doing okay, but with no goals July, I've stopped tracking and ticking off boxes, and it kind of feels nice. So I've been thinking about how much of goals and goal achievement has become ticking off boxes for me instead of just enjoying what I'm doing and moving forward to the goal and not just the progress. I'm not quite sure about that because I do know that when I'm in a mood like today, I'm not really in a good mood and I'm not really in a mood to do anything. If I would let myself, I would just lie over there on the couch and watch TV. But I know I don't feel better if I do that. That's why I need so many systems and actually like ticking off things or no, I want to do that. Then I have this feeling and then I can move forward with that. So there are things where I know how to deal with things, but sometimes I just want to give up and do nothing. So for that, those goals and ticking off boxes is rather helpful. But I'm not decided. I'm going to see how July goes, and if I feel good without goals and ticking off boxes, I'll stick out for it for the whole of Q3. If it turns out as July progresses that that is not working out well and is not good for me, I might go back to creating lists and ticking off boxes. That was a long and rambly video about how things are going, how I'm doing on goals. Like I said, my reading is going well. I'm enjoying what I'm reading. I'm all over the place. I'm not particularly smart reading. I'm enjoying mood reading, and I still get stuff done that I want to get done. So I'm doing okay. I'm also doing okay on the life goals. Like I said, I'm tired of the energy and mood roller coaster. Currently my back aches, so I have little energy for anything. And despite it being really hot and nice and sunny today, I'm in a bad mood. Nothing we can do about that, maybe, probably, I don't know. But things are going okay overall. So let me know in comments how you doing. How's 2023 treating you? Are you tired and exhausted of something? Are you finding new ways for your goals? Are your goals working? What is your best goal that you are working on this year or anything? Let's just talk 2023 and our wonderful ideas we had, how it would go and how it really is going. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.